looking at a question that is often discussed in drawing rooms, and very worried mothers often talk about it as well. Are you worried about not taking a nutritious diet? Have you been asked to take supplements? So many of us sort of get bogged down by this question, and contrasting information is actually available on the web when it comes to supplements. On the program today, we try to answer that very crucial question. Do multivitamins actually make us healthier? Do they make a difference? Is there enough evidence out there that a daily cocktail of essential vitamins and minerals actually delivers what we expect? Well, recently, the former CEO of Microsoft, Bill Gates, in an interview said that he takes multivitamins. That's the secret to his success and healthy life. And he also ended up saying that there is no downside to it. He also mentioned that we are seeing, if any, some anomalies, and that's a good thing. But is it really? His latest comments have sparked this entire and reopened this debate on multivitamins, and the medical industry, the doctors clearly seem to be very divided on this front. But we don't have to be divided. We just want some clear answer that what is best suited for the Indian subcontinent, what is best suited at different age as well. So let's get some answers. Joining us now is Dr. Paritosh Baghel. He's a senior consultant of internal medicine at Fortis in Raheja here in Mumbai. Good morning, doctor. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question really, do you take multivitamins? Do you think everybody should be taking it? And if yes, then at what age should one start really?
So, well, multivitamins, if you look at it, they are supplements. One has to understand that they cannot replace the diet. That is the most important thing which one should remember, that multivitamins are just supplements. So, supplements is to be taken when there is a deficiency or when there is a need for it. You can't supplement you cannot replace the diet with these vitamins. Who should take it? Well, if intake of diet is not good enough, nutritious diet is not being taken, there are certain age groups who may be deficient in particular diet. That is a time when you should take vitamins. Otherwise, not as a blanket thing that one should take vitamins.
So in India specifically, the prescription comes when, especially for pregnant women. If you're pregnant, doctor will definitely put you on a very strict regime. In fact, they define the time of the day when you should have your supplements as well. But you are saying, apart from that, say postmenopausal women or people who've undergone, say, surgeries, etc., should they be on prescribed multivitamins?
Well, if you look at medical literature, data shows that the use of multivitamins, especially in pregnancy, that is the only indication where vitamins, especially folic acid and vitamin B12, which is generally recommended to pregnant ladies, that prevents the development of neural tube defects in the fetus. Also during pregnancy, since there is an increased demand in the body, that is the reason why multivitamins are prescribed to pregnancy.
Okay.
In elderly, if you don't eat especially fruits and vegetables which contain vitamin C, the citrus fruits, then chances of developing vitamin C deficiency is there. Third, people who have specific diets like fat diets, or people who are not consuming adequate amounts of fruits and vegetables, adequate amount of diet which contain vitamin B12, especially vegetarians, and since India, if you look at India, we don't get exposed to the sun. So vitamin D, which is not available in any of the diets. These are the deficiencies.
I was just coming to it. Is there something specific that vegetarians and vegans should look out for, since they don't have any sort of meat or even calcium for that matter coming from milk, etc. in their diet? Should they then get on to supplements to ensure that there's no lapse in the body?
Yes, so if your diet is deficient, then definitely you need vitamins. But again, most of these multivitamins, they contain multiple vitamins which may not be required.
Okay.
And they also contain various nutrients like minerals, zinc, copper, iron. All those things may not be required, so it's a combination. So we don't need that. If you're deficient in vitamin A, you need vitamin A supplement. If you're deficient in vitamin B, you need,
So you're saying don't just buy a brand over the counter, consult with your doctor and get a proper prescription on what you're actually deficient in. Which brings me to, then are you also saying that overdosing of them or pumping yourself with too many vitamins can be harmful?
Yes, yes. So, many of the vitamins, we say that they do not cause any harm, but that is not the idea. You should look at what benefits you get, because certain vitamins, if they are taken in an excess dose, they can accumulate in your body and they can cause side effects. For example, vitamin D, we are deficient in vitamin D, but excess consumption of vitamin D causes hypervitaminosis D, which has got problems with excess calcium in the body, which can cause damage to the kidneys, which can damage so GI upset. So many side effects can happen. Excess vitamin A consumption, especially in smokers, or that has shown to increase the risk of lung cancer as well. So these are the things which when you overdose anything, be it vitamins, it's of no use. It can cause more harm to your body.
So be careful about it.
Yes.
Let's look at it geographically and us as a gene pool doctor then. In the Indian subcontinent, you're right when you say that we know that we are vitamin D deficient, because now what you get in the sun is just UV. It's not vitamin D anymore. Doctors prescribe, and even when kids are born, they're told, like take vitamin D. Adults are also prescribed. B12 we know is a deficiency. Vitamin C sometimes we know is a deficiency. Apart from these, are we prone to certain deficiencies and thus we should substitute it with some vitamins?
Yeah, so for example, there are certain groups of people who have a certain dietary habits, like as you told, vegetarian. They are prone for vitamin B12 deficiency because vitamin B12 is not adequately present in vegetarian diet. So those people who do not consume vitamin B, non-vegetarian diet or milk-based products, they will develop vitamin B12 deficiency. They should take vitamins, right? As a subcontinent, vitamin D, although there is so much of exposure of sun, we hardly go out in the sun to get, because vitamin D is not available in any of the dietary sources. So we need to get exposed to the sun. If you are not, if you have a lifestyle which prevents you to going out in the sun, and whenever we are out, we are covered with, so those are the people who should consider taking vitamin D. But again, one should test it, consult a doctor, because these vitamins can have side effects if you take it for long term.
That's a good point over there. So basically get these tests done first, understand what your body needs, and only then start pumping yourself with these vitamins. It's not one size fit all when it comes to this at all. Thanks so much, doctor, for joining us. Let's get a sort of nutritionist aspect and angle to this as well. Can then the need of multivitamins, as we said, comes in from the fact that we are not taking a complete diet. So what is that complete diet, and are there certain foods that can actually help us achieve it more and more? Joining us now is Manjari Chandra. She's an author and also nutritionist. Hi, good morning, Manjari. Thanks so much for joining us. My first question really to you is this, that while the doctor says that it is not for everybody, are there some ways in which through diet we can ensure that we don't need multivitamins really? So in that complete diet, an Indian diet, what would you recommend is on the plate?
Hi, good morning, Sonal. Thank you for having me. There are multiple reasons why people might need a nutritional supplement. It's not just only about the food that you're eating. The problem is that a lot of us have compromised digestion, assimilation in our body. We have leaky guts, poor gut microbiome. We eat diets which are low in fiber. So whatever we eat is not well absorbed in the body. And the more processed and packaged and refined food we eat, one, it is less in nutritional content because you've ripped off the nutrition. Second is when we eat it, we cause more inflammation in the body. We do not allow our body to have that fiber, probiotic fiber, which can allow proper assimilation of these nutrients. So there are multiple reasons why people are deficient in nutrients, and some of the simple things that we keep telling our people, especially when we see micronutrient deficiencies, to ensure that not only are they eating a variety of nutrients through vegetables, nuts, seeds, fruits, good fats, and certain lean protein, but we also request them to ensure that they have, if they have any gut issues, if they have acid reflux, if they have constipation, if they have, bloating, acidity, or if they have, if they feel that they don't have appetite, or they tend to have a lot of sugar rushes and crashes, they should also address that underlying problem. Because if they're able to do that, then they'll be more efficiently able to absorb nutrition from the food.
So you're again going back to the point that it has to be customized and it has to be tailored to an individual's needs. So there is no one multivitamin that will solve all your problems really. But Manjari, talk to me about another very interesting aspect. You know, our body is so complex, and when it comes to absorbing nutrients, we know that there are carriers, and we know that there are combinations in which you have to take it. This is a very famous example where people say, I have a lot of palak paneer, it's a great source of iron and of energy and of protein as well. But the fact is that iron is not absorbed in your body till the time it's actually married with vitamin C. And that's why palak paneer might not be giving you all the nutrients responsible. Can you talk to us a little bit about those combinations of food that one must be taking?
Yeah, so absolutely, iron needs vitamin C for absorption, and the form of iron is also important. It's not just eating the iron. There are multiple types of iron: heme, non-heme iron. So the type of iron, vegetarian iron, is a little bit more difficult for our body to assimilate. But if you combine it with active antioxidants, especially vitamin C, the absorption becomes better. Do you also know that iron is again absorbed by our gut microbiome? So some of it can be made by our gut also if we have good gut bacteria. Then there are other things also, like we spoke of calcium, and the fact that you require vitamin K and vitamin D for proper calcium, not just absorption but channelizing. So I may absorb calcium, but for it to be able to enter my bones and structural tissue, skeletal tissue, it requires vitamin K and vitamin D to be present. So if you are deficient in vitamin K and D, then even if you're eating enough calcium, it may not get properly used up in the body. In fact, excess calcium can deposit in the organs and make them calcified. The third example would actually be people who take a lot of protein, thinking that they're eating a protein-rich diet, but they don't have very good livers that can break down the protein, do the deamination. So they end up with the complications of eating good quality protein. So definitely, and just one more thing, this whole multivitamin supplement is not a good idea. Because one, the combinations of minerals and vitamins there are not good enough to take care of a therapeutic need. Two, it's not really necessary, as pointed out before also, that you take the whole plethora of these things if you only require a certain type of nutrient or certain type of antioxidant in the body. So it's a blanket multivitamin is not something that you can pop in daily and ensure that you are healthy,
All right, so I see, looks like the verdict is out, both from the nutritionist lens and both from a doctor's lens. You both seem to suggest that there is no one sort of multivitamin, a mix of a cocktail that can really fix all the problems. One has to look at an individual's needs and bodily needs, and do consult your doctor before getting started on any of these. Actually, that's the bottom line over there. Thanks, Manjari, for joining us with all those details.